I thought these guys had a great week of preparation. Um, again, I think the bye week came right on time. I thought New Mexico State was embarrassing. I thought they played hard against San Diego State, and I think that taste in their mouth of losing, um, in that locker room after San Diego State, after playing some decent football, it kind of stuck with them. And so having a great week of practice, great week of preparation really helped in today's victory. Um, you know, it's hard. It's hard when I was at Nevada playing my alma mater for 5 years. It's as a coach, you got to play these games when they line up and they're on the schedule. You play them, and for 3 hours, you go hard and you want your guys to do well. And it's the same feeling that I get when there's a lot of guys on that other side of the ball, a lot of coaches on the other side of the ball, a lot of people on that training room equipment, people behind the scenes that you spent 5 years with. Two children were born there, and that's tough. But I love that program over there, and but I'm very happy that our program won tonight.
What made you switch more to the running attack in the second half, and also what made you go for it on fourth down so often?
I think we only had 4 possessions, maybe 3, 4 possessions in the second half. Um, you know, like, and I think we wanted to lean on them a little bit, uh, and kind of put it downhill, put it in our running backs' hands, and obviously we did that. Passing the ball, there's still a lot of work to do, but I see it coming along every day we practice, and it's going to be there for us when we need it. But we got both, and that's the thing is that if when we I look at their first 4 games or so, we didn't really have this passing, and it kind of held us, it kind of boxed us into what we can do. So now that you got some guys running by guys, you got these receivers reading things and seeing stuff, and it's going to help. Once this quarterback keeps getting efficient, I'm looking at 13 of 25, and nowhere was he perfect, but we're going to watch this film and we're going to get better, and that's what's important.
Like Steven said, you guys went out on fourth down a lot, but there was that fake punt where you guys had with Shipley. Was there something you saw, or was that a decision that you or Sheffield made?
Yeah, it was a game. There's a game plan in there, and a call that would get that. We didn't take advantage of it, but it helped and it was there. So.
Hey, Coach Chang, congrats on the win tonight. You had an opportunity to see a lot of your former guys on the field afterward, exchange hugs with a bunch of guys. What was kind of the emotional or message takeaway you got from those exchanges?
I tell you what, it's like what this program was built on with June. It's about love, and anywhere I went and coached, that's what I brought. There's knowledge in there, and that I can give these guys about football and life. But the biggest thing is love, and I told those guys, man, I love them. And that's what you saw at on the field after, is that just loving those guys, and their family. We won a lot of games at Nevada. And some of those guys that are still here, they were there for us on starting the program and building the thing up, and that's important. That's the same thing we're building in our locker room, and so that same bond, that same build, it'll never go. It'll always be there for the rest of our lives.
The third quarter, they a long drive, 14 plays, 86 yards, 6 minutes 35, but they get turned away with just 3 points. I mean, seems like these days in football, you gotta score 7 in those situations. So how big was that for you guys?
We talk. Jake talks about. Coach Earl talks about red zone defense, and that's a win in his eyes, right? I think they had a 17 play, I think, in the first half, but coming away with just 3 points, I mean, that's huge. That's huge, and that's why the score is what it is. But when they're those long sustained drives, that defense just hunkers in there, and they don't break. You know, that's the most important part the lesson that I can give with those guys is that, hey, they might get some, right? And there was a lot of third and long situations that those guys converted in those drives, and we can get better at those things, right? You know, but the mentality of not breaking, stopping them down and, you know, fighting on inside the 5 over and over and over. I mean, that's a great sign. That's a great sign. That's them committed to each other. That's them playing downhill, and that's the mentality that we want.
Coach, Coach, again, congrats on the win. Kind of talk about on the offensive side of the ball. You know, you mentioned it a little bit, being able to, you know, utilize the pass, move the ball down the field that way. Just kind of talk about their performance tonight.
Yeah, I thought it was good. I don't know what the stats were in the first half, but I knew we were throwing the ball out in the first half. In the second half, it didn't seem like we had the ball that much, as Dave alluded to, a 14-play drive, you know. But, you know, they were efficient, right? And really we leaned on those guys. And you know, one of those punts inside there with the touchback, you know, we ended up trying to throw the ball down the field. We had a 15-yard or deep completion on the side. And then there was there's a hook route that Shags, you know, we can get that one, you know, and that's part of the learning process, right? You know, you're looking for completions, you're looking for open areas, you're looking for zones and to attack. But really proud of those guys. They're coming along, you know. They really are. And I see it in them every day. And the drive to get better is what is more important than anything. And so we go back to work Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and we'll be taking off to Colorado State.
You guys scored on those first 2 drives you guys had, and then you guys had a couple big third down conversions. I guess how critical was those scores early in the game overall?
Yeah, it was good. It was really good. You know, I thought the game plan was pretty good. Coming into the game and executing was really good. Throwing the ball, running the ball, keeping it off balance. You know, doing the things we had to do to move. You know, I thought we really killed ourselves on one of those drives with all those penalties. You know, and that's what I'm looking for. I mean, it's always the things that are hurting us, and just telling boys, hey, man, we're hurting ourselves, and if we can eliminate those, we're gonna be okay. You know, so just keeping the balance, making sure that, you know, we're hard to defend in all areas of the field, every single gap. But again, keep growing the passing game as this thing goes along.
Coach, similar to this week, you know, going into Colorado State, facing, you know, your former coach and Coach Norvell, you know, a lot of other people that you do know on that sideline. Kind of talk about that, and, you know, kind of almost a back-to-back week of reunions, right?
Right. You know, Colorado State. You know, Jay Norvell is one of those mentors as well. You know, I you know, between June and Jay and Kurt Newsome at Emory and Henry, you know, there's so many lessons and so many things that I've learned in the time that I've been with these guys, and you know, they're a good program. You know, we recruited a lot of those guys to Colorado State. You know, we'll play against some of them, but definitely spent a lot of time, hours in the grind with a lot of that coaching staff, and got to know them as family as well. So it'd be good to see them, but it's another one where you got to go and compete against them and try to find a way to win.
Coach, talk about a win tonight. You know, offense, you know, playing well, defense playing well. Mountain West Championship. You guys think you guys can run the table?
Oh man, I just want to win, 1 week at a time, and you know, it's a growth mindset, and so you know, I told Panay on the sideline, I go, hey, if we just keep coming along, you know, we just keep coming, we just keep working, we just keep making good choices every day. This thing can turn around and be pretty special. But we'll go look at the film. You know, we'll have them enjoy themselves for 24 hours, and we'll go back to work. And the work mindset and the grind mindset, that's so important at this time. And so we just want to make sure we just keep making good choices.
So obviously, you know a lot of their personnel and tendencies, but they know you know that. So did they throw any curveballs at you?
Oh.
Was there anything to adjust?
That's a good question, Dave. I don't know. You know, I need to go. I need to go watch the film. You know, and they're you know, Jay and Matt Mummy, they're great coordinators. You know, on offense, and Tommy Tommy Perry, you know, helped me learn all the special teams I know, and he's a great coordinator. And Freddie Banks I spent a year with, he's another great coordinator. And so, you know, definitely the chess battle begins, and you try to figure them out, and you try to figure out what they're going to do, and we got to be ready for all counters. You know what I mean? We go into it thinking one thing and being ready for one thing, but as soon as you see them, you got to be able to adjust. And nobody does it better than our players. You know, if you can get the players to see it and adjust, that's what it's all about.
What did it mean to have Aliki and Logan come in, especially after those injuries early?
Yeah, when Stephon went down, that was tough. It was good having Leaky back. You know, he's our captain. You know, and he solidifies that offense. And you know, the three seniors, man, have been solid. You know, Big Mike and Ilm and Hop. You know, they've been consistent and solid all year. And really, Sergio Musao is coming to his own, and that's what I like. I like the growth. I like the development. I like how Rome gets his guys really, and that's why when you look at the run game, you know, they're so that we lean on them when we have to. You know, we lean on them and we grind out wins and try to play field position. And these last two opponents, and even this third one that's coming up, it's pretty similar. You know, we're grinding against each other, right? We're playing the field position. We're playing special teams. You try to play good defense in any type of way that you can move the ball and get the ball in the air and get the ball around the corner. We're going to try to do. And so, but you know, with San Diego State and now Nevada and Jay's mentality and his grit in Colorado State, it's all the same ball game in my mind. You know, it's a physical game, and you play downhill, and on offense you go attack. And so, you know, here comes another challenge.